Hey there, and welcome to this video on watch lists. So what I've done is we're starting with a watch list that's already complete, and then we'll go ahead and work a little bit backwards just so that you get the idea. Watch lists seem to be quite straightforward. When we're trading dark pools, though, these watch lists are a little bit different maybe than what you've seen in the past because we're having an unbiased opinion. So when we're mapping these out, we actually have bullish above and bearish below, right? So to wipe out the bias, what we're saying is if it breaks above a specific level, the stock that we're looking at, then we have a trade to specific targets. And if it breaks below a level, then we have trades to specific targets. What the watch list actually does is when we enter a ticker, for example, SPY here at the top, it actually puts in it actually populates the number of print columns here that we specify in the settings, which we'll cover in a second, where it gets the aggregate prints at specific levels over a certain number of shares. And so, for example, the default is 400,000. So if we hover over this dark pool 1, this is 3.4 million, 591.14 over 23 trades, right? So we're above that at the moment. We're at 598.35. And so we can see this, and if we scroll to the right, we can actually set the number of columns that we have here. And the highest dark pool here we have is 814,000, which was today at 599 on the nose. And we're just below that. So notice here, I'm going to scroll a little bit to the left. We're at 598.30. If the price of the stock is above any of the dark pool prints, then we're actually green. See, we're above all of these, but we're not above 599. We're at 598.30, so this one's red. So we can actually see if we're above or below prints just by actually having a glance and looking at the colors there. So when we add a ticker here, we actually can populate our bullish above and our targets just by clicking on the cells and adding them. If you want to remove a ticker, you would just click the X on there, and then when you enter a ticker, it automatically populates the price, volume. It actually shows the high, low, open, close. We'll select some columns here. I'll tick these ones, high, low, open, close. And you can configure your own watch lists. And this would be the full watch list altogether. We can choose edit up here. And I can say, well, I want up to 10 bullish targets or 10 bearish targets. The number of prints that I want, the number of trading days back, I can say change this to 10, and then I want the aggregate prints over, say, 400,000. I'm going to choose save, and our watch list is created successfully. We can do a couple other things. I can actually clone the watch list if I wanted to. Say, for example, like this one has maybe 50 in there that I want, but I can choose clone, and I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call it Watchlist demo, and I'm just going to tick the one that I want, and then I'm going to choose clone, or I can clone and switch to it. So I'm going to do that. So now I've got my watchlist demo here, and if I wanted to, say, for example, remove some tickers, I can actually do that. I can go ahead and remove them. I can reorder them if I like. Say, for example, I wanted INDA to be up here at number 3, EEM to be number 4. I can arrange them this way and choose save. You can also sort and filter on these columns. Say I want the ones by price. I can just put in price like that, or by highest volume. Now these signals here we've already covered on the print lookup and the opportunities tab, but this is actually in relation to the chart. And if you haven't seen those videos, you can check them out, but I'll just cover it quickly here. If we hover over it, if there's one bar, then the price is above the 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart. If there's 2 bars, then the volume is above the 8 EMA with increasing volume. And if there's 3 bars, then the 4 EMA is above the 8 EMA on the daily chart. And the inverse is actually true. So if we scroll down, maybe there's one. So this one here, for example, Snap, we're just prices below the 8 EMA. So if we click on any of these, if we click on Snap, for example, it takes us to the print lookup. So if you haven't seen any of these videos, please go back to the help section and check those out. We won't cover any of that here, but you have the layout with the chart with the 10 largest prints in the last year, seasonality, some individual prints and aggregate prints. So please check out that video if you if you're interested in learning more about the print lookup here. Let's add a new watch list. And I'm just going to call this demo. And we'll leave the defaults. So what we can do here, say you have a bunch of tickers you want to add. If there's a comma in between them, then you're good. So we could do SPY, QQQ, IWM, DIA, say we like copper or steel, emerging markets, JP Morgan, like banks, we'll take XLF, we'll take those ones. And it automatically adds them there, and it gets the current price, high, low, open, close. And then it also has the signal for where it is on the chart. So we can see right now that X is below the 8 currently. We don't have recent dark pool prints in our trading days that match that at the moment. We can always adjust that up here from the edit. But say, for example, here XLF, here what we can do, say 598.23, well, we would look at the chart. We can see that the highest price 599. So say, for example, we're bullish above 600. And then we've got a target, say 601.50. You get the idea. 605. Say we're bearish below 590. 587.50, right? So we would just go ahead and do that sort of thing, and you can adjust the columns like I had mentioned before, and then you can see the signal if it's switching bullish or bearish on that. I'll switch back to our completed watch list, and we can also see that here, where if we have the current price and it's above or below any of these, we can see that there as well. So for example, gold is below 18, right, which was our entry point, and we're below 1750, we're at 1742. So we would probably have been taking some profit there, 1650. So we would look at the chart and plan our trade, and if we're in trades, then we'd be managing those. So the other place to see watch lists is if we go to the print lookup. Here we actually have a watch list tab, and I can choose whichever watch list that I like. So if I leave it on this one, I can select my columns. I don't want the change or the volume. I want to keep above in a target and below in a target. Get rid of target 2. And then I can see very quickly here within my list if we're bullish above or bearish below anything. And if I'm interested, for example, on GDX, I will click GDX. That will then be on the chart, and then I have the comparison with my watch list here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy trading, everyone.